An AMI digital exclusive.
Hi, my name is Anna Marshall, and right now we are sitting in front of Capitol building, which should be somewhere that way. I use accessibility daily. I pretty much do everything with my iPhone, and I try to be involved with the accessibility communities in Austin. So I don't know how many blind or visually impaired students there are in this country, but quite a few. So there are only 5 different schools in the whole country, and Austin is one of those 5. So the school is pretty awesome. Right next to the school there is also Learning Ally, where they do audio recordings for blind and dyslexic students. Next to the same area there is a rehab center for the adult blind, which I think is the only one in Texas. Then on the other side, I don't know where in Austin, but in the other part of the Austin there is also a school for the deaf. Ideally, everything should be accessible for everybody. So audio describe everything that needs to be audio described. Have closed captions or subtitles with wherever there is speech. Have the transcripts of the TV and radio shows is accessible. So if somebody is deafblind, if they can't hear anything, if they can't see anything, they can still read the transcript. I think social medias are extremely important because often if you can't drive yourself, or if your friends live far away, or if you have a rare disability that you don't know anybody else who has to deal with a similar type of issues around where you live, it can be incredibly empowering to find others who you can share your stories with and learn from. I learned Braille a few years ago, and after that it felt like all sorts of doors open. So I started to wonder why I never got taught those skills as a kid, when it's just every spring I would get always new glasses and stuff. So okay, life happens, and turns out those skills are useful. So I figured it's a good thing to have the passions on the skin. So here is some Braille. That's an invisible tattoo. It's spelled in Italian in uncontracted Braille, where invisible is spelled invisibile, so the last I is spelled with the Italian flag colors. Then I've got a voiceover tattoo, and one more that whoever can read that one first, I'll buy them a beer. It's not in English. Sometimes I watch or listen to more AMI than on other times, but usually it's if there is something a specific interest, then I just put it on the headphones while I do other stuff. The first show I discovered there was 4 Senses, and I don't remember if it was somebody who recommended it to me or if I just randomly discovered it, but it was brilliant. So it's a cooking show where everything is described properly. So it doesn't matter if you can see the show or if you can just hear it, or where all the ingredients and the techniques are described so that you can just learn to do them yourself, whether you are 5 years old or 70, or no matter what kind of skills you have. Then I had a look on what other shows there were, and it was just refreshing. It would be really awesome to have something similar in other countries as well. For instance, US, there is a need for that. So in US it seems like most TVs and medias are just so very image focused that it's really difficult to find anybody that would have any disabilities or that would cater to any specific disability needs. Orientation and mobility skills are something that are essential if you have a visual impairment, but I think those can be useful for anybody. Sometimes if you have to use some of the accessibility things yourself, it can be much harder to get a full-time employment. So if you then find a niche where you can describe to others some accessibility problems and help solve those, that just feels really good.
Visit ami.ca for more accessible media.